a game between Florida State and Florida. This game gave me the 1996 vibes, 1997 as well as 1998. 1998 in particular because of Marcus Outzen, Winky being out, Peter Warrick and that defense taking over. Trey Benson taking over, and then that defense playing how they played definitely gave me some 1997 vibes. Going to the Swamp undefeated, the Gators may not having as much to play for as we did. We had a 2-point lead late in the game, and I'm thinking, oh, here come the Gators. Don't do it to us again. So a lot of emotions from there. Like I said, I'm looking at the numbers, looking at the statistic, guys. Emotional game. You can clearly see this moment was very big for Rodemaker. A little bit of a struggle, but he overcame it. The coach did a good job of adjusting the game plan to kind of hide him a little bit, let him get his feet wet. And to me, it was a wonderful game. We all, if you didn't think that, I don't know what you watched, but I expected Florida to play with some heart, being at the Swamp. You know, the crowd was amazing. Florida State fans did a tremendous job. So I kind of expected that. Overall, Rodemaker had 134 yards passing. Trey Benson went for 95 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wilson had 6 receptions for 64 yards. You know, you can't really take anything away from that. Gators had 90,000 of that. Like I say, I kind of felt like Rodemaker would get into that type of rhythm, and he would get it going. He has weapons, he has targets, and you, like I say, you look at this game just from the crowd perspective, just from the way the game was played, it just looked like maybe he was a little bit shell-shocked. Maybe he seeing deer in the headlights, but I thought he did good. He not too much missed throws. In these type of games with that type of talent on the field, you know, plays are gonna happen. I thought the hit on him was kind of questionable, but overall, like I say, if you really truly look at the game like I'm looking at, you know, Coleman had 1 catch for 24. Ja'Kai Douglas had a big catch. Defensively, we did what we needed to do. We had 6 total sacks. That was impressive. We was able to force the big turnover. So, you know, those type of moments will happen. But one thing I will say, guys, is this team is a 4-quarter team. I like it. This kind of reminds me of the 90s. Florida State played for 4 quarters. Definitely the Jimbo Fisher era, before 2013 and after. Like they can make a comeback. You never felt like we was out of a game. And like I say, this game reminded me so much of 97, reminded me so much of 98. Just the fight these guys had. And literally, you know, I'm sitting there, we're up by 2, and I'm thinking, oh God, you know, we left too much time on the field, too much time on the clock. Don't let the Gators get that late drive and score. We was able to get the stop, punch it in, pretty much put the game away. But I like the physicality of the defense. Yeah, we did, again, most games we're getting held, but they had a few big plays. I expected them to be able to run the ball because it is Florida and they do have talent. Billy Napier is coaching for his job. Like I say, it's in the Swamp, but overall I thought once Mike Norvell and that offensive staff kind of realized, hey, we need to ease back on Rodemaker, they adjusted how they made plays, and then the second half, it was like they just turned them loose. But again, you're getting your first start ever in college football, and you're in a rivalry week in front of 90,000 fans in the Swamp with everything on the line. You already hear you're not good enough. You already hear, you know, can you guys make the playoffs with a backup quarterback? Can you get this done? You're undefeated. And he executed at a high level. And I think that's very important for the team as well as the coaches and the players. And in the spring, it's going to be a good competition. But overall, like I say, statistically, we did what we had to do. In these type of games, you sometimes just look skill and a little bit of luck pays off, and Florida State wanted it. Appreciate the strength and conditioning coach. Definitely in the Willie Taggart era, team quit. They weren't physical enough. I'll never forget one of the guys from War Chant said he just feels bad when he watched his team. Defenders can't get off blocks. Offensive linemen get manhandled. We're not physical at the point of attack. We don't look like a football team. I remember a couple of years ago they said if Florida State played Georgia, we'd be worried about getting guys seriously hurt. Like they would hurt us. Now we're a much more physical team. We're not afraid. We seek contact. We seek the physicality. Like I said, this team reminds me of the Jimbo Fisher teams, of the Florida State teams in the 80s and definitely the 90s. Like, we're going to be physical. We're going to hit you in the mouth, and we're going to play football. And I think that's very important, man. I hope that y'all really enjoyed this game. 12-0. First time we've been 12-0 since 2014. 7th in school history. Still a long way to go. But if you watched that game like I did, you saw heart, you saw grit, you saw that defense bow down, continuously get pressure on that quarterback, secondary make plays. I expected Florida to have some wrinkles. I expected them to go all out, trying to get bowl eligible and win. But the way our guys played, the way our guys fought, you can't take anything away from them. We have a good coach. We have a good staff. He's recruiting. He's hitting the portal. Still not a fan of what they're going to do to Doak Campbell, but I definitely think the standalone facility is needed. There's a lot of things in the works, so the future does look bright. Got to continue to believe. As we move into the ACC championship against Louisville, it's very important we execute and play at a high level, which I think this team can. Obviously, Rodemaker feels a certain type of way about Louisville, but this is a different Louisville. Definitely wish they would have had one loss, but I'm not going to take nothing away from them. 10-2, definitely a good mark. I will say this, in the 90s, and even with Jimbo Fisher as the coach, I did get very spoiled. I didn't really appreciate the hard work that this team had. And I never forget, I was on the section underground, 2,000 foot underground, sitting on the section, we eating lunch, and I said, I don't see them losing for a long time. Lo and behold, we lost to Oregon, and then, we had back-to-back 10-3 seasons. Thought we was ready, we wasn't. Jimbo leaves, Willie come in, and then you get Mike Norvell, and he slowly turned this thing around. So I have a fond appreciation of that. You guys tell me your thoughts, but I enjoyed this game. This season, I really have enjoyed the season because these guys have fought. This is what football's about. You cannot walk out with the logo and the name on the jersey and think you're going to win. You got to go out and play. You're going to get team's best shots, and you got to take it, and you got to man up and play for 4 quarters. And we found out what we were made of this season. After Jordan Travis went out in the Miami game, and definitely in this game against LSU, against Clemson, against Duke, every week we found out that the work we put in, that these guys put in the offseason, winter conditioning, in the summer, in the preseason camp, every week is paying off, and you're starting to see that. This is what football is about. It's a 4-quarter game. It's physical. It's hard. Injuries happen. You got to be mentally and physically tough. You have to deal with obstacles, overcome adversity, have character, and play within yourself. And we showed that. So I'll check you guys later. Man, y'all stay safe. Really, you can't take away from it. I'm looking at these numbers, and you really can't just get away from it. So, like I say, you guys continue to have a good week. Hopefully we turn this into a 13-0 ACC championship with a college football playoff. I'll get back with you guys later. Y'all be blessed and stay safe.